Why is my dock tilting? Here are 7 warning signs. If one corner of your dock is getting lower every year, or a piling looks like it is leaning, don't assume it is just settling. A tilting dock may be caused by a rotten piling, lakebed erosion, loose connections, ice pressure, overloading, or movement deep below the water line. And the most dangerous problem may be the one that you can't see. In this video, I'll show you 7 reasons docks begin to tilt, how to recognize a rotten piling, and how to decide whether your dock needs routine maintenance or an immediate professional inspection. Important safety warning. Before inspecting anything, look at the dock from shore. Do not walk onto it if it suddenly changed position, deck boards are separating or buckling, a piling is visibly broken, the frame moves independently from the pilings, you hear cracking or popping, electrical equipment has shifted or entered the water. Never enter the water near a dock with shore power unless the electrical system has been properly disconnected and verified safe. Electricity in the water can be deadly. If the dock appears unstable, keep people and pets off it and contact a qualified dock contractor, marine contractor, engineer, or licensed electrician, depending on the problem. Not every dock that looks crooked has a failing piling. Stand back and compare 4 reference lines: the shoreline, the water surface, the outside edge of the dock, and the top of each piling. Water gives you a useful level reference, but photographs taken at an angle can be misleading. Check whether the entire dock is leaning, only one corner is low, one section has separated from another, the deck is level but the pilings are leaning, the dock is stable but the gangway has changed angle. That pattern helps identify the likely cause. The 7 most common causes. Cause 1. A rotten timber piling. The first possible cause is decay in a timber piling. Wood decay requires moisture, oxygen, suitable temperatures, and organisms capable of breaking down the wood. Damage is often concentrated in zones where the conditions are favorable or where protective treatment has been compromised. A piling can look acceptable above the water while losing strength near the splash or waterline zone, a bolt hole or notch, a deck frame connection, the lake bed or mudline, an area concealed by a decorative wrap. Surface discoloration alone does not prove that a piling is structurally rotten. The real concern is the loss of sound wood beneath the surface. From a safe location, look for a combination of warning signs: deep cracks combined with soft or crumbling wood, missing chunks of material, a narrowed or hourglass-shaped piling, fungal growth or persistent dark, soft areas, rust stain or enlarged bolt holes, fasteners pulling through the wood, a piling bending at a localized weak point, the dock frame dropping around the connection, one piling moving more than the others. A professional may use probing, sounding, drilling resistance, core sampling, or other testing methods to determine how much sound wood remains. Do not rely on aggressively poking the piling with a screwdriver. A simple surface test can miss internal deterioration, and damaging treated wood can create another pathway for moisture and decay. Also remember, large drying checks in timber are not automatically evidence of rot. The concern is whether the remaining section still has sufficient structural capacity. Cause number 4, loose or corroded connections. Sometimes the piling has not moved at all. The dock frame has moved around it. Bolts can loosen, holes can enlarge, steel brackets can corrode, welds could crack, wood framing can crush around a connection. Look for gaps that were not there before: rust streaks, missing hardware, elongated holes, cracked welds, or shiny metal where components have been rubbing. If the deck is low but the adjacent piling remains straight and stable, inspect the frame to piling connection carefully. Cause 3, inadequate embedment or lake bed failure. The piling may have been installed too shallow, or the underlying soil may not provide sufficient lateral support. Soft mud, loose sand, dense soil, gravel, and bedrock behave very differently. A piling that works in one lake may not work in another. Warning signs include several pilings moving in the same direction, recurring movement after repairs, or a dock that has leaned since shortly after installation. This is not a problem that can be diagnosed reliably by only looking at the portion above the water. Cause 4. Loose or corroded connections. Sometimes the piling has not moved at all. The dock frame has moved around it. Bolts can loosen, holes can enlarge, steel brackets can corrode, welds can crack, wood framing can crush around a connection. Look for gaps that were not there before. Rust streaks, missing hardware, elongated holes, cracked welds, or shiny metal where components have been rubbing. If the deck is low but the adjacent piling remains straight and stable, inspect the frame to piling connection carefully. Cause 5. Ice, waves, current or storm loads. Docks are repeatedly loaded from the side. Wind-generated waves, boat wakes, currents, floating debris, and moving ice can push pilings and braces laterally. One event can create sudden damage, while smaller repeated loads can loosen a structure over time. The direction of the lean provides an important clue. If several pilings lean in the same direction, compare that direction with the dominant waves, current, ice movement, or storm exposure. Cause 6. Missing or failed bracing. Pilings provide vertical and lateral support, but bracing helps the structure resist racking. If diagonal or cross bracing is missing, undersized, corroded, broken, or disconnected, the dock may shift sideways even when individual pilings remain relatively sound. This often creates a parallelogram effect. The deck stays mostly intact while the entire frame racks sideways. Cause 7. Uneven loads or unauthorized modifications. A dock can also tilt because its loads have changed. Examples include a heavy boat lift added to one side, a roof or upper deck added later, storage boxes filled with equipment, concentrated loads from water tanks or dock accessories, a larger boat than the dock was designed to support, changes to one section without upgrading the foundation. The question is not simply whether the dock can hold the weight vertically, it must also resist wind, waves, boat forces, and twisting created by an off-center load. A safe homeowner inspection process. If the dock appears stable enough to approach safely, document it before changing anything. Step 1. Photograph it from fixed locations. Take wide photos from shore, both sides, and the end of the dock. Repeat them from the same positions over time. Step 2. Establish reference measurements. Record the distance from the water surface to the underside of the frame at several labeled locations. Water levels change, so record the date and lake level when possible. Step 3. Mark each piling. Give every piling a number. Photograph the full visible length, the connection, and the surrounding lake bed if it can be observed safely. Step 4. Watch the connections. From shore, observe what moves when waves pass. Does the piling move with the dock, or does the frame slip around the piling? Step 5. Build a timeline. Ask when the tilt first appeared. Did it follow a storm, freeze, collision, repair, new boat lift, or unusually low water? Step 6. Compare, not just inspect. A suspicious piling becomes easier to identify when compared with the other pilings supporting the same dock. So, repair or replace. A leaning dock cannot be repaired correctly unless the cause is identified. Simply pulling the dock back into position may hide the symptom without restoring its capacity. The correct solution might require replacing one or more deteriorated pilings, installing deeper or differently designed foundations, correcting scour or propeller wash conditions, replacing corroded connections, adding engineered bracing, redistributing or reducing loads, repairing several interacting problems at once. If one timber piling is rotten, inspect the others. They are often similar in age, material, exposure, and construction. Any repair must also comply with local lake, shoreline, environmental, and permitting requirements. When a dock begins to tilt, the angle is not the real problem. It is evidence that part of the load path may have been changed. The cause could be rotten wood, lost lakebed support, loose connections, failed bracing, lateral forces, or a load the original dock was never designed to carry. So document the movement, keep people off the dock if it appears unstable, and have the entire system evaluated, not just the most obvious piling. I'm PJ Gurrola, owner of Pennevale Docks. I help lakefront homeowners avoid costly waterfront mistakes and protect property value through visual property audits and practical decision frameworks. If this video helped you understand your dock, please subscribe and watch my floating dock and gangway inspection video next. If you would like a blog copy with all the diagrams from this video, send an email to me at this email address that the dog's holding, and the title of the video, which is "Why is my dock tilting?" So like, subscribe, and comment.